Most producers still program MIDI drums in the piano roll, but that's the exact reason why their drums sound robotic and boring. So to help you produce professional sounding drums that live and breathe, I'll show you a technique that I use in pretty much every project, and it's a method that has massively improved the productions of the artists we've coached in our mentorship program. So here's how it works. So the way we typically produce drums is we go into the piano roll and we pencil in those notes. Now sometimes that is the best technique. So if I want to have a 4 to the floor kick drum that's all the same velocity in all hits, no problem, I can definitely do this in the piano roll. But when I want something a bit more fancy, like a very groovy percussion sound or some hi-hats that have a lot of groove and different velocities, it starts to become cumbersome programming this in the piano roll. And there's a better way that I will show you now, and it will expand your arsenal of tools quite a bit. So let's add some hi-hats. We'll use the DS hi-hat. Now instead of penciling in MIDI notes, we'll use this tool here. This is completely free. It's a Max for Live device called MDD Snake. Now in its default state, it sounds like this. Nothing too fancy here. Now it gets interesting when we go from the notes to the gates here and just deactivate some of the gates. And we might already get different results just by playing around here. What this specific tool is great at is you can change these snake shapes. So the snake shapes is how the sequencer runs through the different events here. And you can just listen to this and super quickly land on better sounding results. And one of the best ways to add groove to your drums is to change velocities. And once again, this is super easy to do here. So all of these velocity values correspond to the slots you see here. And I can just randomize the velocities like this here and listen to what this sounds like. Once again, go through the shapes and listen to something that sounds even more interesting. This slider here represents the range of randomization that you can choose. So I've picked quite a big range here to have more variety between the hits. Obviously, the randomization is a feature that you also have in the Ableton MIDI editor. But here, this quick change with the shapes is such a powerful way of getting to great results quickly. But the actual interesting part starts now. You have these custom mappable values here. And this is simply genius. You can take this and map it to, for example, the decay time of this hi-hat, hit the randomization, and then it will change the decay time of that hi-hat corresponding to the steps here. Now this is a drastic change, so I'll just keep it relatively open here. Then you can manually change these, of course. Once again, you could play with the snake shapes, but I'm quite happy with that. Let's go to the second rider here and we can map this as well. So let's map this to the pitch here. Then I could use the next one and map to something like the tone. Now, obviously, we're getting away from hi-hat territory right now, so this is an artistic choice whether you want it or not. I actually don't want this, so you can demap it, and I'll just dial in a tone that I like. And also with the pitch, I will just use a slight pitch fluctuation and not make it as extreme. And we'll tame this as well a little bit. Now you can obviously also make your kick drum more groovy, so we can delete this here, add the MDD Snake here. So the notes that are penciled in by default here on the note section are very deep. This is why the kick drum doesn't sound great right now. So you have to bring them up. And this is set to 16th right now. So you could just bring it down to 8 notes and then start playing around with muting some of those note events. Once again, you could change the snake shapes and play around with that, but I find it more interesting to play with these custom mappings here. So one of the best use cases for these custom mappings is to map it to the filter here. So we'll set this filter, map one of these custom settings to this one here, randomize it a bit. So you notice that every hit sounds like a little bit different. You could also go more extreme. Now, for some of you who are into experimental music, here's a pro trick for you. You can actually use this effects section in the drum sampler of Ableton for crazy good stuff here. For example, I could map the second one here to this range stretching here. Now imagine running this into an echo after that, then into a hybrid reverb with a lot of interesting down-pitched shimmer. And you could even turn this into a rumble if you now use an auto filter after that. Let's try that out just for fun. Now that sounds really cool. Now a quick tip I want to show you is you can actually use this in an arrangement setting as well. So let's say you have parts that you like, but you want to change something in a part. So all you have to do is go over to the arrangement window, and then you click on the gates and on the snake shapes and hit A. This gives you the automation link for these snake shapes. And now you can super quickly go through different shapes here and just change the arrangement on the fly like this. Do the same thing here on the hi-hat channel. And so this interplay between the different snake shapes is going to give you really interesting grooves super quickly. It's a bit more of an explorative, experimental type of working, but that really often leads to the best results. Now, if you like these types of techniques that are a little bit out of the convention, but still give you great results, you might want to check out that video next, in which I walk you through a way of synthesizing sounds without traditional synthesis.